I usually don't get too excited for story trailers when it comes to video games. In fact, I rarely if ever watch them. I'm all about just seeing gameplay. That's what gets me pumped up for a game. To see how it will play, how it will look, the combat, the meat and potatoes of what you will see when you play it. But this was a little different because I have a vested interest in the narrative, in the lore. After all, it's Star Wars, and I like Star Wars. I don't know if you can tell. So while I was a little more than just bummed that we didn't see any gameplay footage during the panel, the story trailer itself was a nice tease and really set things up. I love the concept of the game. I love the idea of playing as a Padawan on the run, a survivor being hunted. I really hope the game takes its time with the beginning. The footage from the trailer that has me the most excited was when we see Cal, the main character, trying to blend in, sitting in the cantina, avoiding eye contact with the stormtrooper. The underworld, the seedy belly of the Star Wars universe. He's hiding out, working at a shipyard. And the moment where Cal's co-worker and maybe even Cal's friend, who knows what their relationship is like, has a workplace accident and begins to fall, Cal has a choice to make. Does he save his friend and be detected by that probe droid that's floating around? Or does he let his pal die, saving himself from being found out? That is an incredibly interesting moral dilemma to have in a game like this. Now, I don't think this moment will be an active decision the player makes. It's not like you hit X to save your buddy and hit A to let him slip and fall to his death. I don't think it's going to be like that. I'm sure it's going to be a scripted scene, but just having that as a moment the main character has to wrestle with is insanely interesting. I hope they play that up. Self-preservation, or helping those in need. That moment from the trailer, more so than anything else in this trailer, has me the most interested in this adventure. The Purge is in full swing. Inquisitors dispatch Purge troopers, which look pretty neat, comb the galaxy, they hunt Jedi. This is such an awesome narrative to have in video game form. I'm really curious if there's gonna be some sort of stealth system even, at least at the beginning when you're sneaking around. Or if it's gonna be just straight melee, running around, who knows. I suck so bad at stealth games. I tried Deus Ex, I played it a little bit, I suck too bad. I play Metal Gear Solid, it's fun for like 30 minutes and I just realize I am impatient and I suck so bad at stealth games, so I kind of hope that isn't the case with this, but we'll see. I like Cal as the main character solely because of the innocence that he has about him, and I found it kind of intriguing. He's a kid. He's coming of age. His powers are probably still relatively subdued. He hasn't found himself yet, which to me makes for a more interesting story and game than having a character who is just balls to the wall, kick-ass powerful. A character like this that you take control of, who has to learn as you learn, who's not up to his true potential, who has to survive. That sounds like a more fun ride to me, especially as a narrative. During the panel, the combat was described as thoughtful combat, and it was said that this game is not a button masher. I don't necessarily know what those two things mean. Yes, the game is going to be heavy on melee combat and force powers and that kind of stuff. And what would you consider a button masher? I really don't know. Is a button masher like The Force Unleashed, or is a button masher like Diablo? I would classify both of those games as kind of button mashing hack and slash games. So I really don't know how to even envision the combat in this game. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of it, but I'm just curious how it's going to play, and I really wish I could have seen some gameplay. And as was said, they called it thoughtful combat. I don't really know how to take that. But from the description, and it's just a description of course, it does sound pretty in-depth. And it was kind of alluded to by the actor who plays Cal, that you will be able to kind of customize your lightsaber or whatnot. He didn't really go in depth with that, but he definitely alluded to it, and it seemed like he wasn't really allowed to talk about that kind of stuff, but yeah. Anyway, the thing that has me without a doubt the most excited is the story of this game. I thought the trailer set that up perfectly. It seems like a narrative-driven game, one that you will get invested in with interesting characters, locations, dilemmas, which to me that is, that's the meat and potatoes and what makes games fun nowadays. A lot of video games nowadays have more interesting stories than some movies or TV shows. Video games as a narrative storytelling device is way better in my opinion than just hacking and slashing away. Now they're both fun, but we'll see. What did you guys think of the Jedi Fallen Order trailer? Let me know down below. I'm still crossing my fingers that we see some gameplay sooner rather than later, but my guess is we'll see it at EA Play, E3, that kind of stuff. I believe that's in July. Double check me on that. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man. Pretty pumped. HelloGreedo, out.